By the next morning, the five men still hadn't returned home. At first, their families assumed there had been a mistake, a missed turn, a late night. But hours passed, then the entire day. None of the men showed up for the basketball tournament they had been preparing for all week. This alone was alarming, because these men were known for one thing above all else: they never broke routine. As night fell, panic set in. Families contacted police. Search teams were organized. The mountains were already cold and getting colder. Authorities initially believed the men were lost somewhere along the highway, but as search teams expanded outward, the terrain became harsher. Snow began to cover the roads, visibility dropped. Temperatures plunged well below freezing. Then, several days later, a discovery was made, something no one expected. The men's car was found abandoned deep in the Plumas National Forest. It wasn't crashed, it wasn't damaged, it wasn't stuck. The gas tank still had fuel, the engine was functional. The keys were missing. Even more confusing, the car was parked in a place none of the men had any reason to be, far from their route home, far from civilization, far from help. And yet, the road was passable. There was no mechanical failure, no emergency that forced them to stop. Investigators were stunned. Why would five men willingly leave a working car in freezing mountain conditions in the middle of the night? Nearby, searchers found something else: footprints. They led away from the car and into the forest, not running, not panicked, just walking, calmly, into the darkness, into the snow, into temperatures that could kill a person in hours. No signs of a struggle were found, no evidence of another vehicle, no indication that anyone forced them out of the car. It appeared the men left on their own. The search continued for weeks, then months, but what investigators would eventually discover was not five bodies together, not even close. They were scattered across the mountains, and one of them had survived far longer than anyone should have, with food nearby, with shelter available, and with no explanation.